Good morning. Thanks for joining me for Rise and Shine Yoga. We'll wake up our bodies with energizing poses, and some deep breathing will also stimulate your body and mind to get ready for the rest of the day. So we will start in a seated position. If you want to just sit in an easy pose, cross-legged position, if you want to sit in a chair, but I always recommend sitting on a little cushion. I've got a cushion underneath me. Sit on a little something that'll help to align your pelvis so that you can sit up much straighter and taller here. We'll take a few moments to check in with ourselves. You can begin the transition from the outer world to the inner world. Allow things to settle with some stillness. The outer world can be quite busy. We might have a lot of things on our to-do list. And there might be things going on that we're anxious about, or a little stressed about. This is going to provide you with a wonderful opportunity to calm everything down, to find more balance and harmony, even amidst any kind of chaos on the outside. So we'll just take a few moments for aligning our posture, sitting up nice and tall. A few slow, deep breaths in and a long breath out. And just continue breathing in, sinking it down, opening, widening out through your ribs and your back. Exhale and release. We'll do about 2 or 3 more breaths like that. And you can listen to the sound your breath makes. If you're finding it hard to focus, you could add the counting of your breath counting the inhale, number of seconds, counting the exhale. Deep breaths to wake up the body, the mind. It's that vital nourishment, that vital energy that your body needs the most. So optimizing it will help make you feel better, will help all systems of your body to operate better. And we'll just take a few moments to begin to loosen up. We'll do a few warm-ups here. If you want to roll through your shoulders, you can inhale, roll them forward and up, and exhale, roll them back. Slowing down your movements. It's really good to take time throughout the day, especially if you find yourself busy with a quick pace, quick movements, moving from one thing to the next, slowing everything down. Again, we'll find that balance in your nervous system. We'll go in the opposite direction. Just keep breathing, keep slowing it down. We'll release the shoulders. We'll do a few gentle neck rolls. We'll roll gently from one side to the other. For right now, I'm just half circling, moving from one side, ear in line over the shoulder, rolling back. Be really gentle with your movement, especially in the neck. And this time, if you want to lift up and roll, we'll still do a half circle, but it'll be more that upper half circle. So slowly lift your chin. And again, ear in line over your shoulder before you switch. And just move really gently here. And then we'll complete that rotation with a few slow breaths. Now, if this doesn't feel good to move your head fully around, you can come back to half circling it. We'll go in the opposite direction a couple times. And then slowly releasing. One more thing here. We will gently turn the head to one side and then slowly all the way to the other side. And you can inhale one direction, exhale the other. And then at the end of your exhalation, this time, come back to center. You're going to stretch these legs out. We'll start with a few ankle rolls. And at the same time, let's do a few rolling movements through the wrists too. So right now it's fall here in Manitoba, and the weather's starting to turn a little bit, and our bodies definitely can feel the effects of the colder weather sitting in. So one thing that we always want to make sure we do at the beginning of any practice is move through the joints. So we want to lubricate, warm up those joints, get everything flowing. It tends to be a little bit more sluggish with colder weather. Joints can get achy. So you just want to always make time for some warm-ups. And we'll sit up nice and tall. With the next breath in, slowly reach your arms up. And with the next breath out, release your arms, take your hands behind you, open your chest. So I'm just going to rest on my fingertips here behind and lift the chin slightly, but more about opening the front of the chest here, creating some space for breath. And then as you exhale, release. Come back to center. On your next inhale, reach your arms. And as you exhale, we're going to come over a little bit. Let's bend the knees. Okay. Keep a little bit of bend to the knees here as you come over. One more breath here. And the next time you inhale, reach your arms up. The next time you exhale, we're just going to come over one side for a moment. We're going to pause there for a breath or two. And again, you can bend your knee if you find your legs really tight here. And then on the next inhale, reaching up. And the next exhale, over to the other side. Holding for a couple breaths here. Don't worry about how far you're reaching. If you don't reach your foot, that's completely fine. Try to keep your upper body as straight and tall as you can, hinging from your hips. One more time each side, breathing in to come up, breathing out to come over. Just a nice gentle stretch to start loosening up the body this morning. And exhale, other side. Good. Breathing in, coming back to center. Breathing out to release. We're going to bring the legs completely out of this posture and bring the soles of the feet together for a little bit of loosening up here. We're going to roll. Again, try to move from your hips, from your pelvis, and move from side to side a few times. You can switch direction, do a half circle, but just feel like you're loosening up your hips and lower back a little bit more here. And come back to center, bringing your left arm down, reaching your right arm straight up and coming over. Good. Breathing in back to center, breathing out, releasing. And we'll do the other side. Inhale up, exhale over. Holding for one more breath. And releasing that. Good. We'll come over slightly so you can hold on to your ankles for a moment. I'm just leaning over slightly and then coming back up. Good. We'll bring our legs out of this position. We're going to slowly transition over to hands and knees. If you'd like to come over onto your mat, you can always add a little bit of a lift for the base of your wrist. Even some blocks there if you need to for your wrists. We're going to work out the hips a little bit more, the side of the torso as you slowly shift your hips from side to side. As you shift your hips to one side, turn your head that same direction. And we'll continue that. Breathing in, come back to center. Breathing out and push your hips to the side. Good. Breathing in, back to center. Breathing out, starting to roll your hips in a circle. And start with a smaller circle, gradually widening it out. So starting to move a little bit bigger here with your movements. It's also good to pad your knees. If you find this position hard on your knees, you want to make sure that you've got enough cushioning underneath. We're going to go in the opposite direction. Slowly moving the hips in a nice little circle and gradually widening that circle out. Really feel this out right through your whole body here. Maybe starting to come back a little bit more with your hips. And on your next breath, then come forward. And exhale back. And inhale forward. One more time like that. Exhale back. And inhale forward. And this time as you exhale, we're going to bring the knees a little bit further in. So we're right in that tabletop position again. And we'll move through the spine with the cat-cow movement. Inhaling, looking forward. Exhale, arching your back, lifting your belly. Continue to flow here. So inhale, slowly looking forward. Exhale, head comes in, chin comes in towards chest. 2 more breaths like that. Good. This time as you exhale, come up onto your fingertips. We're going to walk those hands in. I'm just going to do a bit of a wrist stretch here. Like I was saying, the wrists, all the joints can get a little stiff and achy. So if you turn your hands forward, gently press the fingers down, stretching out here for a moment. This exercise or stretch is really good for helping to relieve carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, we'll let go through the wrists. And I'm gonna turn sideways on the mat to do the gate posture. Again, we're gonna be on our knees for a little bit more. So if you need some padding, make sure you put, it could be a folded blanket or a towel. And we're gonna start with the right leg extended out. And with the left arm, we're gonna reach up. And as you exhale, come over into a side bend. And hold that position for a few breaths. Feeling that opening right from maybe even your hip all the way up. That side of your body. Good. One more breath here. Breathing into the side ribs, feeling that space that's being created for the breath. And on the exhale release, we're going to come all the way down. If you need a little lift underneath your hand, you can try to keep your upper body aligned so you're not crunching your side here. And we're going to bring the other arm up and do a side plank variation. Bring that arm right over your head, reach, and I'm kind of reaching out through my toes. One more breath here. And as you exhale, release. And bring both arms up. And both arms release. Okay, one more thing on this side. We're going to bring the right leg in and we're going to bring it forward for a bit of a lunge. So I'm going to stay upright for this lunge. First lunge of our practice today. So just go back and forth. So from the side, it looks like this. And just go back and forth a few times, loosening up. Good. This time, as you come forward with your knee, also reach through your arms. And as you exhale, go back. Interlace your hands behind you and bend your knee again and just pull gently through the arms for a moment. And then release. One more breath in to come up and breath out to come down. Good, sinking a little bit lower into our lunge. Coming up through that back knee for a moment. I'm gonna come down again and we're gonna bring this, I'm gonna come up and bring this foot back. We're gonna transition here, come back to center between, centering yourself on your mat in the middle here, taking your left leg out to the side, starting these positions here. On your next inhale, reach your arm up. Exhale, come over. Make sure you're following your own breath, not trying to match my movements. And just hold this for a few breaths. This is a wonderful way to open up this side line and just lift a little bit through the center of your hips here, center of your pelvis. And on the next exhalation, release. Go down. Inhale, lift up to the opposite arm. Exhale right over. Try to keep your neck in line with your spine. One more breath here. And then exhaling, release. Inhale, both arms straight up. Exhale again. We're gonna come into that lunge position. So if you want to bring your left leg out in front of you, I'm again just going to turn sideways on the mat here, and we're going to stay upright. So not down just yet. So I'll go back and forth a few times. And this time as you come back, get ready to lift your arms on the next. Coming forward, lifting your arms. And exhale to release. Planting your front foot down. This time, take your arms back, interlace your hands together, come into your pose, reaching through your arms. And then releasing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we'll come right down into our lunge. You can use support underneath your hands if you need, but we're not going to stay here too long. We're going to lift that back knee up to come onto the foot. Toes curled under, press back. We're going to come towards the center point between the legs. So walk your hands towards the middle between your legs. We're in a half forward bend. You're going to look forward for a moment. And on your exhalation, sink. Stay here for a few breaths. And then on your inhale, you're going to slowly walk your feet in. And we're going to come into the mountain pose. So plant your feet down, bend your knees, really root down. Find that grounding force, that stabilizing force before you slowly rise up. And centering yourself here, your shoulders over your hips. You can bend and straighten through your legs a few times. Let's bring the feet close in together. The big toes are touching, the heels slightly apart. We're going to bend the knees, come over, and we're going to circle them out. So hands just above the knees, and we're circling them out. We'll go in the opposite direction. We'll come back to center, standing up nice and tall. I'm going to widen out through the feet again and reach the arms out to the sides. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bring your arms around. We're going to bring the right arm on top of the left and try to reach behind you. So your fingertips as close as you can towards the inside of your shoulder blades. Take a few breaths here, breathing in and out, feeling the breath through the upper back. Good. We're going to try to keep these arms together to come into eagle arms. So we're in this pose here. Just do your best if the arms don't come right together, the lower arms or hands don't touch, that's okay. Just try to keep this right arm on top of the left to the best of your ability. We'll come into the chair variation, bending your knees. Again, I'm going to try to keep my back nice and long here. Lift slightly through the arms. Find a focal point. One more breath here. And then exhaling, straightening your legs, releasing your arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Good. Inhale, arms open. Exhale, left arm over top this time. Give yourself a big hug. Breathing into the space between your shoulder blades. So feel that space expand with your inhale. Feel it release with your exhale. And at the end of your exhale, start to bring your arms up into eagle arms. This time the left arm on top. Feet shoulder distance apart. We're bringing a bend to the knees. You decide how much you want to bend. Stay here for a few breaths. Good. One more breath in and out. And we'll straighten the legs. We will release the arms and letting them slowly float up. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath like that. Good. This time, inhale, reach your arms straight out in front, palms together. Lift your arms over your head, keeping your hands together. And we're going to circle back, widen out through the arms. And then reach back. I'm creating more like a circle motion with my arms. And exhale, come down. One more time like that. Good. This time, arms lift up together. Come into it. Side bend, keeping the hands together. You can point the index fingers. And breathing in, come back to center. Breathing out, other side. And breathing in, come back to center. Breathing out. Let's move into a forward bend. So let your upper body hang, feet about hip distance apart. You can inhale, come halfway up, and exhale and sink. You can bend your knees as much as you want, especially as you come up. Inhale, look forward, exhale and sink. One more time like that. Good. Inhale, plant your feet, reach through your arms, slowly come up again. And release down, hands together. Good. We'll do one more little flow here. I'm going to step towards the edge of my mat. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, come down into forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we're going to step back with the right foot and the left foot and come down into half plank. Okay, so aligning your body from your knees, your hips to your shoulders until you're in a good alignment. When you feel your core activate, your belly muscles activate there. And then we're going to move into half dog. So pull your hips back, but slide your arms forward just so you can really extend out. Good. Hold this pose for one more breath. So I'm keeping my hips fairly lifted. They're not sinking down towards the feet, and I'm reaching out through the arms. And inhale, come back into half plank. Hold that for another breath. And exhale back. This time dropping down onto your elbows, sliding your knees back a little bit more. Lower your head down until your forehead touches. Your ears are in line between your upper arms, and you're just enjoying this nice opening through your shoulders, your back, helping to align your spine here, mostly your thoracic spine. And on your next breath, then slowly come back to center. It's a little bit of a forearm plank. So your hips aren't lowering down just yet. You're staying in a plank position from the elbows. One more breath here. And then slowly lower down right onto your thighs, your pelvis, bringing your arms out a little bit in the Sphinx. Your lower back is feeling good. If it doesn't, just try to make an adjustment. Be more on the front of your pelvis here, lengthening through your lower back. And from Sphinx, we're just going to reach out through the arms, lower the head down, palms facing towards each other, thumbs pointing up. Good. And we're going to lift the right leg up slightly off the mat, pull it back slightly too. So you're reaching with your leg towards the wall behind you. And this, at the same time, if you'd like to also lift the left arm up and reach it forward slightly. Pausing here for a few breaths. And then slowly release. We're going to do the same on the other side. So lift your left leg, pull back slightly. Centering yourself on the front of your pelvis. When you're ready, if you're ready, you can lift your right arm, reach out. So we're trying to pull outwards in opposite directions with your arm and your leg. Hold for one more breath here. And then exhale and release down. Good. Take a moment to just rest here. We're going to right away, we're going to slide the hands down, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Prepare to come up off the belly. So plant your hands down. Push into them to lift up. A stretch back. You can lift your belly, pull your hips back gently. Maybe it feels good to come all the way down into child's pose. And stay here for a few breaths.
Feeling the breath in your back. I'm going to slide the hands down or hands underneath the shoulders.
Slowly push up. Coming into hero's pose just for a moment. We're sitting, or you could sit on your heels. And then we'll come out of that posture, curling your toes under. Move into a squat if you can. Your feet a little bit wider apart in a rocking motion. Loosening out through your feet, ankles, hips. And then you can bring one arm back behind you and just transition onto your seat, however you can. And we're going to start with the knees bent. A little bit of a boat pose here. This is a wonderful strengthening exercise posture. And it could be done in many different ways, many different stages to boat. So from here, I'm just keeping my feet down to start. Hands around the legs here, pulling the elbows back, helping to lengthen up through the upper body, right from the hips. So I'm not slouching back, I'm pulling up. Some elbows back will help you to lift. If it feels good, you can test the waters here in your boat. You can lift your feet a little bit off the floor, even just one leg up. Try the other leg. If that feels okay, try to lift both legs. You can support your underneath your thighs here, but you can always come down to just one foot down, one leg up. So I'm just showing you lots of different variations. You pick one. You don't have to do all these movements. Pausing there for a few breaths. Even just coming onto your big toes. And then setting your feet back down and sitting up nice and tall. We're going to stretch out through the left leg, so it'll be extended along the mat. I'm going to keep my right leg bent. You can keep the foot to the inside of your left leg, or you can bring it on the other side, your choice. I'm going to do a twist to the right, reaching through the right arm. Arm comes back behind you, other arm supports this leg to twist. And press down through your right foot. If your right foot's on the outside edge of your left, it might be easy to lift your arm here. Bring your elbow to the outside of your right knee. Feel this twist opening through your back. It's really good to help release a lot of tension here. Let's hold for 2 more breaths. And at the end of your exhalation, start to unravel from your twist. Release here. If you want to work that hip out before we switch sides, just support your right leg with your hands here. One hand on your foot, one hand on your knee. And just rock it a little bit from side to side. Good. And then release. We'll stretch out through that side, bend the other knee. Use your hands around your leg, pull back with your elbows. That'll help you to lift through your lower torso, front of the torso and lower back, so you're not slouching. Another thing you can do that I forgot to mention, but you can also add a little lift. That makes it easier to sit up nice and tall. You can always put that foot on the other side. Begin the twist by reaching up, lengthening here. And then hand behind you, coming into your twist. Keep your left foot down, keep your sit bones down, settling there, sinking. And just 1 or 2 more breaths here before releasing. And then at the end of your exhalation, slowly release, come back to center. You can lift up this left leg and slowly rock it a little bit from side to side. Loosening up through the hip. And then we're gonna come more fully down. We're gonna have anything you need for the ending, the Shavasana, but we're gonna slowly transition down onto the back. You can start with your lower back, really plant it down. Try to move through, sinking down onto each bone of your spine from the bottom to the top. You can support your head for a moment with your hands, lengthening through the neck. That always feels nice. Let the shoulder blades come down. And keep the spine engaged with the floor. Bring your feet in a little bit closer towards you as your head comes down. Releasing your arms. Rocking your head from side to side. Good, and then planting your feet. And we're gonna lift the hips. Arms can come down at your sides. We're gonna come into bridge pose, rolling bridge. So on the exhalation, roll back down. On the inhale, plant your feet, lift. You don't have to lift too high to begin. Each time you do it, you can maybe lift a little bit higher. Always using the legs. That's it. To lift. Try not to lift overly with your glutes or with your belly. Try to keep that softened through your belly and your chest. Come down on your exhalation one more time. And then releasing that and feeling your back sink into the floor. Adjusting your head and neck to lengthen out through your neck. We're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest. Squeeze it there for a moment. Press down a little bit with your left foot. And then right knee out to the side. Bring the ankle to the thigh. The other thigh there. And press into this right leg for a moment with your right hand. And then you can bring your hands behind if that works. If not, you can just stay in that starting position. You can also put a little bit of support underneath that foot if it's, or you can use the belt, wrapping the belt around your left leg to pull the legs in. Do whatever feels good here. I'll hold for a few more breaths. And then you can slowly release down. Before you move your ankle from your thigh, just rock a little bit side to side. You reach out through your arms and then see if you can drop your, and this is helpful to have a little support if you have something you can place. Put something underneath your right foot as you move over to the left with your legs. Coming into a bit of a twist here. So if it feels okay to keep that ankle on the front of the thigh, you could always straighten out through your left leg a little bit. And push into that right leg again. A little bit of a twist, a little different sensation here. Let the arms go, comfortably heavy, shoulders releasing. Next inhale, slowly rock back. Okay, and get any support that you might need for the other side. Release this right leg. You can stretch it up for a moment. Place your hands behind your leg.
And then slowly release, bringing your right foot to the floor, bringing your left knee in. And pausing there for a moment, pressing your right foot down into the floor. I'm going to bring the ankle, outer ankle of the left leg onto the front of the front of the right thigh, and press into the left leg a little bit here. Find that center point through the center of your lower back. And then you can come into this pose however you'd like. You can wrap your hands behind your leg. You can wrap the belt behind your right leg. Hold on to it there. Find what works for you. Also, we explored putting, if we needed to, the blocks underneath this right foot. Okay. And we'll stay here for a few more breaths. And then when you're ready to release, you can let go through your foot, keep your ankle on your thigh. We're going to transition into a bit of a twist. So we're going to rock the legs first from side to side. Feel that movement across your lower back. And then if it feels good, you can move into the twist here and slide out through your right leg a little bit more. Reach out through your left arm, press into your right leg with your hand. It's a bit of a different version of a twist. I'm using support underneath my left foot here. We'll stay for 2 more breaths. At the end of your next exhalation, slowly rock back to center. Okay, centering your through the lower back, releasing your leg, lifting it up, lifting up through the left leg. You know, stretch out your foot a bit, point the toes. And then we're going to bend that knee and bring the opposite knee in as well. So both knees to the chest. Do a little rocking side to side motion here. And as you inhale, let the knees move away from you a little bit. Not all the way down though. And then as you exhale, bring the legs back in towards your chest. I'll do that one more time. And as you inhale this time, bring one foot down, then the other. And prepare for your Shavasana, for your full, complete relaxation. You can put something underneath your legs just to help settle your hips, your low back releases a bit more towards the floor. Widen out your feet a bit and let them flop. Let them splay out sideways. Let your arms come out a little ways away from your body here, palms facing up, helping to settle your shoulders down. Feel the backs of your shoulders sink. Release your head and neck. You can rock it a little bit. Just let the weight of your head sink down into the floor, releasing your neck, softening all the muscles of your face, Release your jaw so teeth will be apart. That'll help to soften all the muscles of your face and even right through your entire skull when you let go of any tension there in your jaw. Feel your whole body relax here. Take this time for integration of everything we've done. Your body will more fully absorb all the benefits when we take this time. We learn how to let go. We learn how to consciously relax and give our body a break from being in a bit of a constant state of activity, giving the muscles a break from always working, tensing, gripping, even moving. We're just allowing the whole body to rest and restore. This is called, it's also called the rejuvenation position because it's wonderful. It's a wonderful time to allow your whole body to rejuvenate. Bringing softness everywhere. And from that release, space everywhere, softening. Soften inwardly through your belly, your middle, your chest, and allow your breath to flow. Allow your breath to flow naturally. And staying here now in the present moment. Giving yourself this time, this opportunity to find healing and to find peace. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. When you're ready, begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And when you decide to move your body, move it slowly. Moving, shifting through your arms and your legs, but doing it very mindfully. And you can do any last stretch that feels good. Take your time. You can stay as long as you'd like. It's good to transition slowly. So when you're ready, rolling over to your side. And using your arms for support. Okay. Come up to sitting. And you may choose to sit a little bit longer with this peacefulness. To work to cultivate peace within. It's good to take time to really honor that experience. To be able to stay here in the present moment, breath by breath. Knowing that the outer world can wait. And if you'd like to bring your hands together, you can pause here, smiling, allowing your heart to open. Take a moment to think of all the things that you're grateful for today. And I thank you for joining me. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon.